Every once in a while, an artist shifts to an entirely different genre, shocking their fans, making them question if the same person that was making their favorite tracks from their youth is the same person who's making music today. One of the examples I'll be talking about literally goes from raging mosh pits to quiet contemporary jazz studio setting. And these aren't just rebrands for marketing purposes. These are full-blown character evolutions, transformations that prove artists don't have to stay in the same box that their fans put them in. So today we're diving into some of my favorite character evolutions in hip hop and why these shifts might actually be the most interesting part of an artist's story. Let's get into it. So the first person I'll be talking about is Andre 3000. Hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, he grew to success through his hip-hop rap duo Outkast with his partner Big Boi. Between the heightened success of the East Coast and West Coast rap scenes that were very popular at the time, Big Boi and Andre were able to pioneer this new sound, blending both hip-hop with futuristic funk kind of feeling throughout their music. Now, around the mid to late 2010s is where Andre started to disappear. And at some point around that time, people started to see Andre just in the wild, just walking around on his lonesome, playing his flute, practicing.
Good shit. What's going on, man?
Now, he eventually came back to rapping. He was featured on Kanye's Donda project.
Hey, Miss Donda, you run into my mama, please tell her I said say something.
Or Killer Mike's Michael album. And he showed that he could still rap. Everyone was in anticipation, kind of waiting for this next rap project to come out. Like, oh, when's Andre dropping? So he then announces that he is releasing a project, but it's not what everyone expects. And it ends up being this experimental ambient jazz album with a huge ensemble of musicians, one being Andre, who plays his flute throughout the album. The project is called New Blue Sun. Literally the first, I gotta look it up because it's a long title. The first song is called I Swear I Really Wanted to Make a Rap Album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. So depending on who you are, especially if you're a longtime fan of his older work, this album may have not been the most well-received project on his discography. Looking back on it, it maybe doesn't seem as much of a shock, to me at least now. When it came out, it was definitely like, whoa, this is very different. It's very pretty. It's very beautiful. It's maybe not something I'm reaching to play on the regular, but if you're in the mood and you need something ambient to kind of just feel for a little bit, you know, kind of go through the journey he and the rest of the musicians are taking you on. In summation, the Andre story is really one to show that it's never too late to pick up a new talent and explore that as a path. He gained a lot of success through hip hop. He was recently inducted, him and Big Boi, into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So a lot of success through his previous works and pieces that he's put out. He didn't let that identify and define him as an artist, and he went on and had the freedom to explore some new avenues. Andre is a very interesting case study to kind of see where his journey had taken him. I like him as just an artist and kind of as a person, so very supportive of artists exploring those things like that. So yeah, I think that's 3 stacks. All right, so this next artist is definitely a little more in depth. Another Atlanta native, Donald Glover, most notably known for a lot of things at this point. He started off in entertainment as a comedian and writer, working alongside notorious names in comedy, specifically Tina Fey, who hired him as a writer on the show 30 Rock. Working on 30 Rock eventually led to his role as Troy Barnes on the sitcom Community. He eventually leaves Community to pursue music full-time and starts releasing music under the name Childish Gambino. His career can be broken down into 3 major eras. The first era being the EP camp era. The sound in this era played on a lot of nostalgia and this feeling of growing up, not fitting in. You see this in a lot of his other work, but it's the most kind of apparent in these 2 projects. Now, jumping into the second era that I actually discovered him in, This is the royalty mixtape BTI Stone Mountain Kawhi era. Royalty specifically, this is the era where he started defining his rap skills and securing features with RZA, Nipsey Hussle, Schoolboy Q, Chance the Rapper, Danny Brown, all heavy names in hip hop.
Grinding, I'm most hated, but I'm getting paid. Eddie Scissorhands is working on my lining. I'm killing niggas solo, so you know I'm getting more. Now that young Gambino on the course. Go. This is for that real shit. This is for that east side. This is for my bad girls. This is for them good guys.
Most of the songs also were driven by this more aggressive 808 heavy trap sound, contrasting from his camp kind of EP days.
Hold the weight like 9 sumos, bust socks like John Lugo. You know how the woo
okay. Go. Look sharp, homie, give yourself a facelift.
Displaying that not only can he produce more softer, more kind of fleshed out songs, but he can still deliver bars and could still rap, kind of, put a beat on, let's rap, let's kind of get some bars off type of thing. And then his most notable era, this BTI era, really pulls from a lot of the elements from his past, pulling from, those days in 30 Rock to then putting out a screenplay with this album. And you start to get hints of this more experimental sound in BTI and Kawhi. But at the end of the day, both of those projects are still connotated as maybe rap heavy projects. But then we get into the Awaken My Love era. The Awaken My Love project embraced this 70s psychedelic soul funk inspired sound. If you've ever listened to Funkadelic, the group, you could tell that there was a lot of influence that was pulled from there. There's a lot more live acoustic elements, but for Redbone, the reason why he created it was out of spite.
Like, Awaken My Love was literally because somebody was like, oh, he can't make a hit. And I was like, oh, not only will I make a hit, I won't make a video for it.
In summary with Donald, he was really not only able to pave a lane, the man paved the whole highway of talents for himself to explore and the multiple avenues that catered to him and interested him. He's still performing today. He was just at Flognog. He still continues to act and write. With Donald's story, I think it's inspiring to show that it's not just a shift from one thing to another. It's embracing of all of the interests that you have. And it really shows that it is possible for somebody to find and pursue all of those interests. Very cool to kind of see that growth and use him as an example that it is possible. All right, and now before I get into the main crux of this video, I want to give an honorable mention to Joji. I wasn't too familiar with him on YouTube, only really knew him through the clips that had kind of circulated around the internet at the time and how crazy some of the stuff that he was doing was. So I think it would have taken more research in order to really deep dive into his case, into his path. But also this video, I think, focuses on the transition from people who were already popular and notable in the music industry and transition into a new sound, straying away from what their fans maybe originally knew them as. I would definitely want to do more research on him, but yeah, I just wasn't too familiar. So honorable mention, Joji. I know he's kind of top of people's mind when they think of kind of huge character arcs that people have done.
I walk around like that.
All right, this is the one I'm most excited about, Comethazine. If you grew up around the 2010 SoundCloud era, you most definitely know this artist if you were tapped into that scene. Comethazine began his career in that mid-2010s era and was part of that SoundCloud quote-unquote rapper wave. His sound was heavily centered around an 808 bass-heavy trap rage style of hip-hop. If you think of Lil Pump, Ski Mask, Lil Uzi, a lot of his music took a darker tone. That's where I think it's the more rage, darker sounding trap. And honestly, when I saw him coming up, like he had his XXL freshman video, like I was definitely scared of bro, because every time he was rapping, eyes were huge, like kind of staring at you. Yeah, I only knew him from those couple of songs. One of them, What Does It Walk, which actually got a feature remix with A$AP Rocky. That song Walk also peaked at number 20 on the Billboard 100. It wasn't just like oh, he's popular in the underground. Like, he actually had some mainstream success. Now, about a year ago, clips started circulating online of a guy who looked vaguely like Comethazine. And in those videos, you could see him playing jazz guitar, trumpet. The jazz guitar style was like very similar to like a Jimi Hendrix style of playing. And as time went on, it ended up being confirmed that that was Comethazine, but he was now going under the name Frank Kole. What really sparked the desire to create this video is the latest single that Frank, try and get used to not saying Comethazine, but what he released. So on Thanksgiving, he released a song, Autumn Leaves. Bro is fitted up full unk style, knit polo, slacks, playing trumpet in a studio. When I first saw this, I knew there was this like transition that he had gone through from those videos that we've been seeing in the past year. But it was still just like this huge shock. Bro is playing trumpet, which I don't know if he had played trumpet before, but coming from, whatever high school trumpet knowledge that I have, one, the tone is beautiful. You could also tell that there's some true technique that's going on to his playing. You could tell that it looks like he's not just like holding up the trumpet like, I don't know, the kid in band class who just wanted to get through the day. Now, this is the only kind of progression. I haven't really seen anything else from him. Okay, so as of recording this video, Frank Kole, he posted another video on his channel. It was about a minute long with him and Look Like a Friend talking through his process, and you get a little insight as like behind the scenes of where his head is at. He talks about Tyler the Creator and a quote that he had as far as like being married to your 18-year-old thought and what his feelings are around that. Unfortunately, the video is now privated. The only thing I could find is this Reddit post kind of archiving it, marking it, but can't find a way to actually watch the video at this point. So hopefully he puts it out again, or somebody somewhere saved it. It looks like there's more to come with his music and his sound. If I go on his Spotify, he has one other song that is also kind of experimental in its own right, but in that same jazz contemporary type of style. I think it'd be really cool to see like where he goes from here. Maybe he starts to transition into this totally alternative kind of route like Andre, or maybe he explores additional kind of interests, kind of like Gambino. But whatever he does, I'm hooked. I like this kind of growth with this transition. I think yeah, I don't know. I'm baffled if you can't already tell. So, in summary, I personally enjoy seeing the path and the journey, the growth that an artist takes. And I think all artists should aspire to try and explore other avenues, other mediums of art and creativity, not just for trying to release it into the world. It doesn't even have to, come out into the world. Exploring different mediums can help uncover new inspirations that could really shape the primary art that you're looking to get into and push and develop. So yeah, if it's, you're a producer, maybe you get into painting. If you're a rapper, maybe you kind of shoot video. I think there's a lot of people now that are inspired to take multiple paths because it has been done before and it is possible. So if there's anyone else in the list that I missed, go ahead, comment down below, name them, and let me know what you think of the guys I spoke about already. Did you enjoy their transition? Do you think they should just go back to their old styles into rapping? Personally, I like it. I like the evolution. But yeah, interested to see what y'all think. If you are new here, I go by Nene Music. I have music out on all streaming platforms. My latest release is with my homie Nkosi called Word Advance.
Fuck Nkosi boy, nigga, call me Demi Moore. I've been plotting with the angels.
If you want to check that out, go ahead, click the links. And yeah, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Deuces.
Foi pensando em você, estatística. Foi pensando em você, estatística. Eu escrevi estatística.